Captain Han stood tall on the bridge of the Earth Coalition vessel Prometheus. Through the main view screen, he watched as the massive space station of the Galactic Assembly grew larger. This was a historic day. For the first time, humans would meet with the many alien races that ruled the stars. "Captain, we are cleared to dock at Bay 12, said Officer Lee, his voice steady despite the excitement Han knew he must feel. Han nodded. "Take us in, nice and slow." The Prometheus was Earth's finest ship. It gleamed under the light of distant stars as it approached the station. Inside, 20 of Earth's best and brightest waited for humanity's grand entrance onto the galactic stage. "Dr. Sun to the bridge," Han called through the ship's comm system. Moments later, Dr. Sun arrived. She was the ship's lead scientist, small in size, but huge in brain power. "You wanted to see me, Captain?" she asked. "Yes, I want you to scan the station as we approach. Tell me what you can about who's waiting for us." Dr. Sun moved to her station and began working. Her fingers flew across the display. After a few minutes, she frowned. "That's odd," she said. Han turned to her. "What is it?" "I'm picking up unusual energy readings from one group of aliens. They're different from the others. Their biology seems to flicker, almost like they're partly in another dimension." Han walked to her station and looked at the readings. "Can you tell which species they are?" "Based on the information we were given, they must be the Talons. They're supposed to be the leaders of the Galactic Assembly." Han nodded slowly. "Keep an eye on them. Record everything." The Prometheus docked with a gentle bump. Captain Han, Dr. Sun, Ambassador Song, and 5 other crew members prepared to leave the ship. They wore their best uniforms, cleaned and pressed for this moment. "Remember," Han said to his team, "we represent all of humanity today." The airlock doors opened, and they stepped onto the station. The reception area was huge, with a high ceiling that curved overhead like a cathedral. Beings of all shapes and sizes stood in groups, some with tentacles, others with multiple eyes, some floating in the air. But it was the Talons who caught Han's attention immediately. They were tall and thin, with skin that seemed to shift colors like oil on water. Their eyes were large and completely black. As the human delegation approached, Han noticed something strange. The Talons were staring at them with expressions he could only describe as shock. Ambassador Song stepped forward and bowed slightly. "Greetings from Earth. We are honored to join this assembly of galactic peoples." One of the Talons stepped forward. Its movement was graceful, almost like it was floating. "You are from Earth?" the alien asked, its voice musical, but with an edge of something Han couldn't quite place. "Yes," Song replied. "Third planet from our sun, which we call Sol." The Talons looked at each other. Han saw expressions of alarm pass between them. "Is something wrong?" he asked. "No," the lead Talon said quickly. "We are simply surprised. We have no record of contact with your world before." Dr. Sun leaned close to Han and whispered, "They're lying. Their body temperature just spiked. Something about us has them very worried." The formal reception began, with representatives from many worlds approaching to welcome the humans, but Han noticed the Talons kept their distance, watching the humans and whispering among themselves. During the dinner that followed, Ambassador Song approached Han. "Captain, I don't like this. The Talons keep staring at us." When I mentioned Earth's mythology during my conversation with their diplomat, he nearly dropped his drink. Han nodded. "Something about Earth has them scared, and I intend to find out what it is." Captain Han and his team returned to the Prometheus after the reception. Everyone felt tired but excited about their first meeting with aliens. Everyone except Han, who couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. "Captain," Officer Kang called from the security station. "You need to see this." Han walked over to Kang's screen. It showed the inside of Ambassador Song's quarters. "Someone searched her room," Kang said. "They were careful, but they move things slightly. Look at how the items on her desk don't match the positions from before we left. Han checked the other rooms on the screen. Check everyone's quarters. 20 minutes later, they confirmed that every room belonging to the human delegation had been searched. What were they looking for? Han asked. Dr. Sun rushed onto the bridge, her face pale. Captain, someone tried to access our cultural database. They specifically targeted our mythology files. Mythology? Han frowned. Why would aliens care about our old stories? Dr. Sun shook her head. I don't know, but they were very interested in dragons. They searched for dragons, serpents, and similar creatures from every Earth culture. Han remembered how the Talons had reacted when Ambassador Song mentioned Earth mythology. He made a decision. I'm going to speak with them directly. Dr. Sun, come with me. They left the Prometheus and headed to the Talon quarters on the station. 2 tall Talon guards stood outside, but they let Han and Dr. Sun pass when Han demanded to see their leader. Inside, they found Eric, the Talon who had greeted them at the reception. He seemed nervous. Why did you search our ship? Han asked without greeting. Eric's skin rippled with colors. I don't know what you mean. Someone went through our rooms and tried to access our cultural database, Han said. They were very interested in our myths about dragons. Eric looked away. You should not have come here. Why are you afraid of us? Dr. Sun asked. What do our dragon myths have to do with the Talons? Eric was quiet for a long time. Finally, he said, follow me. He led them deeper into the Talon quarters, to a room with no windows. The walls were covered in strange symbols. These are warning glyphs, Eric said. They are in every Talon building on every Talon world. They protect us. Dr. Sun stepped closer to the wall. These look familiar. She pulled out her tablet and searched through files. Captain, look at this. She showed Han images of cave paintings from Earth, dating back 30,000 years. The symbols in the paintings matched the Talon glyphs perfectly. This is impossible, Han whispered. Not impossible, Eric said. Just frightening. What do these symbols mean? Han asked. Eric touched one of the glyphs. This warns of the Great Devourer. This one speaks of the sky serpents. And this. He pointed to a curved line with 7 marks. This is the seal that keeps them away. Keeps who away? Dr. Sun asked. The destroyers, Eric said. The beings that nearly wiped out my people 50,000 years ago. The beings that we thought were gone forever. He turned to face the humans. Until you arrived. What do we have to do with your ancient enemies? Han asked. Your myths, Eric said. Your dragons. The symbols in your ancient caves. They are not stories, Captain Han. They are memories. Dr. Sun's eyes widened. You think these destroyers visited Earth after attacking your people? We don't think, Eric said. We know. What we don't understand is how your people survived. And why you don't remember them as enemies, but as, he struggled for the word, gods? Dr. Sun suggested. In many cultures, dragons were worshipped. Eric's skin turned pale. Then it is worse than we feared. Han felt a chill run down his spine. I think you need to tell us everything about these destroyers, and why finding humans has scared the mighty Talon Empire so badly. Eric nodded slowly. Yes, but you may wish we had never met, once you know the truth. Dr. Sun sat in the ship's library with Jay, the team's cultural analyst. They had been working for hours, searching through Earth's mythology databases and comparing them with the information Eric had shared about Talon history. Look at this, Jay said, pointing to his screen. Dragon myths appear in almost every human culture on every continent. Dr. Sun nodded. Chinese dragons control water and the sky. European dragons breathe fire and hoard gold. Aztec feathered serpents rule the wind. But they all share certain features, Jay continued. They fly. They're powerful. They're ancient. and humans both fear and respect them. Dr. Sun pulled up the Talon records Eric had given them. The Talons call them the Devourer, or sometimes the Great Destroyers. Listen to this description, Jay said, reading from the Talon text. They came from between the stars, their bodies like rivers of light that could harden into scales stronger than any metal. They'd breathed death and fed on fear. They could not be killed by weapons, only driven away by the sacred harmonics. Sacred harmonics? Dr. Sun asked. G shrugged. Some kind of technology the Talons developed to fight them off. It says here they retreated after the Talons used it, but the Talons always feared they would return. Captain Han entered the library. What have you found? Dr. Sun turned to him. Captain, the similarities are too strong to ignore. What the Talons call the Devourer matches what humans have described as dragons for thousands of years. But there's something strange, Jay added. In Talon records, these creatures are pure evil. They killed billions. But in human myths, dragons are more complex. Yes, they're dangerous, but many stories show them as wise, even helpful to humans sometimes. Han frowned. Could they be different creatures? The physical descriptions match too well, Dr. Sun said. It's the same species, but something happened when they came to Earth. Something different. The door opened, and Ambassador Song walked in with Eric. The Talon looked uncomfortable on the human ship. Eric has agreed to tell us more, Song said. The Talon nodded. 50,000 years ago, my people were expanding through the galaxy. We were proud. Too proud. We woke something that had been sleeping in the dark places between stars. The Devourer, Han said. Yes. They came without warning. They destroyed entire worlds. We fought back with all our technology, but nothing worked against them. They seemed to feed on our fear and our weapons. How did you survive? Dr. Sun asked. Our scientists discovered they were sensitive to certain sound frequencies. We created the sacred harmonics, a technology that generated these sounds across vast distances. It drove them away, but we always feared they would adapt and return. And you think they came to Earth after leaving your space? G asked. Eric's skin rippled with colors. The timing matches. The symbols in your caves are the same as our warning glyphs. But what we don't understand is why they didn't destroy your world. Han thought for a moment. When did humans start telling dragon stories? Jake checked his data. The earliest known dragon myths date back about 40,000 years, right after the time these creatures would have reached Earth. And in many of these stories, humans defeat the dragons, Dr. Sun added, or tame them. Eric's eyes widened. Impossible. No species has ever defeated the Devourer. Maybe they didn't defeat them, Han said slowly. Maybe they connected with them somehow. Or maybe, Dr. Sun said, the dragons left something behind on Earth, something that became part of us. Eric stepped back. This is why the Talon High Council is afraid. You may carry the seeds of the Devourer within you. You may be their way to return to the galaxy. Han looked at his team, then back at Eric. Or we might be the key to understanding them. Either way, we need to know more. Ambassador Song moved quietly through the halls of the Galactic Assembly Station. She had received a message about a special meeting of Talon leaders, but no humans had been invited. Something felt wrong about this. She found a small service corridor that ran alongside the main meeting room. Years of diplomatic training had taught her how to listen without being seen. Inside the room, Talon voices rose and fell. Song couldn't see them, but she could hear every word. The humans must not be allowed to join the assembly. One voice said, "They are too dangerous." "We don't know that for certain," another replied. "They seem peaceful." "Peaceful now," the first voice said. "But what if the seeds of the Devourer awaken within them? We must contain them before that happens." Song's heart beat faster. Contain them. What did that mean? "I propose a diplomatic solution," a third voice said. "We will tell the humans their world needs special protection. We will place monitoring stations around their solar system. For their safety, of course. And if they refuse? Someone asked. Then we move to the second phase of containment. The third voice said coldly. Song had heard enough. She slipped away and hurried back to the Prometheus *. On the ship, she found Captain Han with Security Officer Kang. They're planning something against Earth, Song told them. They called it containment protocols. Han frowned. Officer Kang, what have you found in the Talon databases? Kang was the ship's security expert. Earlier, Han had asked him to try to access Talon information systems. I managed to get into their lower-level systems, Kang said. They have detailed plans for Earth. They want to isolate us from the rest of the galaxy. They're calling it quarantine procedures. Did you find out why? Han asked. Yes. They believe Earth may harbor what they call seeds of the devourer. They think these seeds are dormant now, but might wake up if humans spread throughout the galaxy. And these seeds are connected to our dragon myths. Song asked. That's their theory, Kang nodded. They think the devourer left something behind on Earth, something that became part of human consciousness, maybe even part of our DNA. Han paced the room. We need to confront them about this. I agree, Song said, but we should talk to their highest leader, not Eric. An hour later, Han and Song stood before Talon High Counselor Merrick. He was older than Eric, with skin that shifted through deeper, richer colors. We know about your plans to contain Earth, Han said directly. Merrick's eyes narrowed. You have been spying on us. And you have been lying to us, Song replied. You talk of peace while planning to isolate our world. Merrick stood up. He was very tall, nearly 7 feet. You don't understand the danger. The devourer nearly destroyed our civilization. We spent thousands of years rebuilding. We cannot risk their return. So you'll just lock us away? Han asked. Keep us prisoner in our own solar system. If necessary, Merrick said. But I hope not. I hope we can find another solution. What solution? Song asked. We need to know if humans truly carry the seeds of the devourer. We need to study you. Han stepped forward. We're not lab animals. No, Merrick agreed. You're something far more dangerous. You're the only species we've ever found with dragon myths that match our records of the devourer. Either they planted something in you, or what? Han asked. Or you have some natural connection to them, Merrick said quietly. And that frightens us more than anything. Han looked at Song, then back at Merrick. We want access to your complete historical records about the devourer. No more secrets. If these creatures are connected to humanity somehow, we have a right to know. Merrick was silent for a long moment. There are ancient texts, the Scrolls of Dane. Few Talons have read them. They might hold answers. Then let's read them together, Han said, before your fear leads to a mistake none of us can fix. Dr. Sun stood in the Talon Historical Archives, a vast room with tall shelves full of strange objects. Some looked like books, others like crystal balls, and some were just floating lights. This was where the Talons kept their oldest records. These are the restricted sections, said a soft voice behind her. Dr. Sun turned to see a female Talon. She was smaller than the others, with skin that glowed a gentle blue. I'm Ilara, the Talon said. Merrick sent me to help you, though many on the High Council didn't want me to. Thank you, Dr. Sun said. I'm looking for the Scrolls of Dane. Ilara's eyes widened. Those are our most sacred texts. Only the highest scholars are allowed to read them. High Counselor Merrick said we could see them. It's important. Ilara seemed to think for a moment, then nodded. Follow me. She led Dr. Sun deeper into the archives, to a small room with a single pedestal in the center. On it lay 7 crystal tubes, each about as long as Dr. Sun's arm. These are the scrolls, Ilara said. Dr. Sun approached carefully. How do I read them? Place your hand on one. The knowledge will flow into your mind. Dr. Sun hesitated, then placed her hand on the first scroll. Immediately, images filled her head. She saw stars and planets and creatures that moved between them like rivers of light. They were beautiful but terrifying. "The Devourer," she whispered. "Yes," Ilara said. "The scrolls tell how they came to our worlds and how we fought them." Dr. Sun moved from scroll to scroll, absorbing their knowledge. She learned that the Devourers were not physical creatures, but energy beings who fed on fear and technological advancement. The more advanced a civilization became, the more the Devourers were drawn to it. When she reached the 5th scroll, she found something new. "There's a prophecy here," she said. Ilara moved closer. "What does it say?" "It speaks of the protected ones who would one day tame the Devourers. It says they would carry the mark of the sky serpent in their blood, but feel no fear in its presence." Ilara's skin changed color rapidly. "This is why some Talons are fascinated by humans, not just afraid. There are those among us who believe your people might be these legendary protected ones." Dr. Sun looked at her in surprise. "Why would they think that?" "Because no other species has dragon myths like yours. No other species survived contact with the Devourer. And—" Ilara paused. "And what?" Dr. Sun asked. "And there are 7 scrolls of Dane. 7 marks on the warning glyph that keeps the Devourer away. 7 major types of dragons in human mythology." Dr. Sun thought about this. 7 is an important number on Earth too. 7 days in a week. 7 wonders of the ancient world. 7 continents. "Too many 7s to be chance," Ilara said. "Don't you think?" Dr. Sun touched the 6th scroll. This one showed the Devourers retreating from Talon space, heading in the direction of Earth. The 7th scroll was the most disturbing. It showed the Devourers changing, evolving into something new after they reached Earth. "The last scroll is incomplete," Ilara explained, as if the writer couldn't see beyond a certain point, or didn't want to record what they saw, Dr. Sun suggested. She stepped back from the scrolls, her mind racing with all she had learned. "I need to tell Captain Han about this. The Devourers aren't just aliens the Talons fought. They're energy beings who feed on fear and technology. And for some reason, when they reached Earth, humans didn't fear them the way the Talons did. Which makes your people either very foolish," Ilara said, "or very special." Dr. Sun looked at the Talon. "You believe we're the protected ones from the prophecy, don't you?" Ilara's skin glowed brighter. "I hope you are. Because if the Devourers ever return, the galaxy will need you." The human delegation gathered in the conference room of the Prometheus *. Dr. Sun had just finished telling them about the scrolls of Dane and what she had learned. "So these Devourers are energy beings, not physical creatures," Captain Han said, trying to understand. "Yes," Dr. Sun nodded. "And they feed on fear and technological energy. The more advanced a civilization becomes, the more they're drawn to it." Jai, the cultural analyst, was typing rapidly on his tablet. "This explains something I've been wondering about. Why do dragon myths exist in all human cultures, even ones that never contacted each other?" "What's your theory?" Ambassador Song asked. "Genetic memory," Ji said. "What if humans don't just have stories about dragons? What if we carry actual memories of the Devourers in our DNA?" The room fell silent as everyone considered this idea. "Is that even possible?" Security Officer Kang asked. "We know that some experiences can affect DNA," Dr. Sun said. "What if contact with these energy beings changed our ancestors at a genetic level?" "I want to test this theory," Ji said. "We need to scan human brains while showing them images of dragons from different cultures." They set up the experiment quickly. Dr. Sun used the ship's medical scanner on each crew member, while Ji showed them pictures of dragons from China, Europe, Africa, and the Americas. The results were surprising. "Look at this," Dr. Sun said, pointing to the brain scans. "Every person shows the same pattern of brain activity when viewing dragon images. It's like a fingerprint. And it's not the same pattern we see with other mythical creatures," Ji added. When I showed images of unicorns or giants, the brain response was totally different. There's more, Dr. Sun said. I ran DNA tests on our crew. There are sequences in human DNA that don't match Earth's evolutionary pattern. What do you mean? Han asked. These sequences don't look like they evolved naturally on Earth. They look inserted by the devourers, Song asked. Possibly, Dr. Sun said, or maybe as protection against them. That night, Captain Han couldn't sleep. His mind was full of questions about the devourers and humanity's connection to them. When he finally dozed off, he had a strange dream. In the dream, he was flying through space, not in a ship, but as a massive serpentine creature. He could feel energy flowing through his body. He could see stars being born and dying. He felt ancient and powerful. He woke with a gasp, his heart racing. The dream had felt so real. He could still feel the sensation of flying between stars. Han got up and went to the bridge. He found Dr. Sun already there, looking tired. Couldn't sleep, he asked. I had strange dreams, she said. About flying through space? Han asked. Dr. Sun looked at him in surprise. Yes. How did you know? Because I had the same dream. They called the rest of the crew together. 5 others had experienced similar dreams that night. This can't be a coincidence, Han said. Something is happening to us. The scrolls mentioned the devourers left something behind on Earth, Dr. Sun said. What if it's waking up inside us? Jai had been quiet, but now he spoke up. In many cultures, dragons aren't just monsters. They're sources of wisdom and power. What if our ancestors didn't just survive the devourers? What if they formed some kind of bond with them? A bond that's still in our DNA. Dr. Sun finished the thought. A bond that's activating now that we've left Earth and made contact with the Talons. Captain Han looked around at his crew. We need to tell the Talons about these dreams and the DNA findings. But carefully. They're already scared of us. If they think the devourer is waking up in humans, they might decide their containment protocols aren't enough, Song said grimly. They might decide Earth is too dangerous to let live. Captain Han was in a meeting with the Talon High Council when the attack happened. One moment, he was explaining their discoveries about human DNA. The next, alarms were blaring throughout the station. What's happening? Han asked, jumping to his feet. High Counselor Merrick's skin pulsed with dark colors. We're under attack. Han's communicator buzzed. It was Officer Kang. Captain, a Talon ship is firing on the Prometheus *. Who authorized this? Merrick demanded, looking at the other council members. One of them, a Talon named Vex, stood up. I did. The humans carry the seed of the devourer. We must destroy them before it awakens. Stop this attack immediately, Merrick ordered. It's too late, Vex said. The human ship will be destroyed, and Earth will be quarantined forever. Han ran from the council chamber, racing toward the docking bay where the Prometheus * was under fire. As he ran, a strange feeling grew inside him. It was like electricity running through his body. His vision changed, becoming sharper, brighter. He could see energy flowing through the walls of the station. He reached the docking bay and saw the Prometheus * surrounded by a blue shield. A Talon warship was firing energy beams at it. But something else was happening. Ambassador Song stood on the outer deck of the Prometheus *, her hands raised. The blue shield wasn't coming from the ship's systems. It was coming from her. Han didn't know how, but he could see the energy flowing from Song's body, forming the protective barrier. Other crew members stood behind her, and Han could see energy flowing from them to her, making the shield stronger. The Talon ship fired again. This time, Han felt something snap inside his mind. Suddenly, he knew what to do. He raised his hand toward the Talon ship and felt energy surge through him. A beam of golden light shot from his palm and hit the Talon weapon system. The ship's guns went silent. Everyone stared at Han in shock. including Han himself. How did you do that? Dr. Sun asked, running up beside him. I don't know, Han said, looking at his hands. I just knew how. More Talons arrived, including Merrick and Ilara. They looked at the humans with a mixture of fear and awe. It's happening, Ilara whispered. The awakening. What's happening to us? Han asked her. Your dormant abilities are emerging, she said. The abilities the scrolls of Dane prophesied. Over the next few hours, more strange things happened. Dr. Sun discovered she could read Talon technology without touching it. Ji could understand alien languages he'd never heard before. Song could create shields of pure energy. Han could see energy patterns that were invisible to normal eyes. The Talon High Council called an emergency meeting. They placed the humans under quarantine, not allowing them to leave their section of the station. What are you afraid of? Han asked Merrick. We didn't attack you. Your people attacked us. Vex acted without authority, Merrick said. He has been arrested. But your changes are concerning. You mean the abilities we're developing, Han said. Yes, they are similar to abilities the Devourer had. This confirms our fears that their essence lives within humans. Or maybe, Han said, it confirms the prophecy about the protected ones. Merrick looked troubled. Either way, it's dangerous. We don't know what you might become. Han looked at his crew. All of them were changing, developing new abilities. We don't know either, he admitted. But we didn't ask for this. We just want to understand our connection to these Devourers and why they're so important in human mythology. Dr. Sun stepped forward. We need to continue our research. There's a piece of this puzzle we're still missing. Merrick hesitated, then nodded. Proceed. But under observation. The future of both our peoples may depend on what you discover. Dr. Sun and Ji worked day and night in the research lab the Talons had provided. The walls were lined with screens showing data from their tests. Their new abilities made the work go faster. Dr. Sun could interface directly with the computers, while Ji could process information at amazing speeds. Captain Han entered the lab. Any progress? Dr. Sun looked up, her eyes glowing slightly with energy. Yes, we'd found something important. Ji, show him. Jay brought up a large display showing human DNA next to other images. Captain, we've made a breakthrough, Ji said. The changes in our DNA aren't random. They follow a pattern. What kind of pattern? Han asked. A designed pattern, Dr. Sun said. Someone or something engineered these sequences into early humans. They were put there on purpose. Han stared at the display. Are you saying the Devourers changed our ancestors? No, Ji said. That's what we thought at first. But look at this. He changed the display to show strange symbols embedded within the DNA structure. These are markers, Dr. Sun explained. Signatures left by whoever did the engineering. They don't match anything in Talon records about the Devourers. Then who put them there? Han asked. We believe it was another species, Ji said. One even older than the Talons, a species that knew about the Devourers and created humans as a defense against them. Han sat down, trying to process this information. Are you saying humans were made to fight the Devourers? Not exactly fight, Dr. Sun said. More like contain them. The dragon myths aren't memories of the Devourers attacking us. They're psychic impressions left by the beings who engineered us. These beings left their mark in our DNA and in our collective memory, Ji added. The dragons of our mythology weren't the Devourers themselves. They were representations of the power we were designed to eventually control. At that moment, Ilara entered the lab with High Counselor Merrick. They had been listening from the observation room. This changes everything, Ilara said, her skin glowing with excitement. Merrick looked less convinced. You believe an ancient race created humans as weapons against the Devourer. Not weapons, Dr. Sun corrected. Guardians. The DNA sequences are designed to mature over thousands of generations. We're only now reaching the stage where they activate. That's why they're awakening now that we've made contact with you, Han said. Your presence, your technology, it's triggering the final stage of our development. If this is true, Merrick said slowly, then humans aren't harbingers of the Devourer's return. We're your best defense against them, Han finished. The evidence was growing stronger. When they tested the human crew, they found that each person's new abilities matched specific traits from Dragon Slayer myths in their cultural heritage. Han's ability to disrupt energy weapons matched the Korean myth of the dragon hunter who could command lightning. Song's shields were like the Chinese legend of the princess who tamed dragons with her voice. Kang's enhanced strength mirrored the tale of a warrior who bound a great serpent with his bare hands. Our myths aren't just stories, Ji said. They're instruction manuals, passed down through generations, preparing us for this moment. Preparing us for what? Han asked. Dr. Sun's face grew serious. I think we'll find out soon. Look at this. She showed them data from deep space scans. Strange energy patterns were appearing at the edge of Talon space, patterns that matched descriptions of the Devourer from the Scrolls of Dane. They're coming back, Merrick whispered, his skin turning pale. Han looked at his crew, then at the Talons. Then it's time to find out what we were really made for. The Galactic Assembly Room was packed with representatives from 100 worlds. News of the humans and their connection to the Devourers had spread quickly. Some aliens wanted to destroy Earth immediately. Others wanted to study humans like lab animals. Everyone was afraid. Captain Han stood before them all, his crew beside him. They looked different now. Their eyes glowed slightly. Energy seemed to flow around them in patterns only certain species could see. We understand your fear, Han said to the assembly. We felt the same fear when we learned about the Devourers. But fear is what these creatures feed on. Fear is what makes them stronger. High Counselor Merrick stepped forward to stand beside Han. The human delegation has proven something important. They are not carriers of the Devourer's essence. They are the descendants of the Guardians of old. Murmurs filled the room. Many had heard legends of the Guardians, a race so ancient that even the oldest civilizations only knew them from stories. We don't ask you to take our word for it, Han continued. We can prove it. Dr. Sun stepped forward. We've analyzed Talon technology from the war against the Devourers. We found something hidden inside it. She touched a large device in the center of the room. As her fingers made contact, her eyes glowed brighter. Images appeared in the air above the device, images of energy patterns that looked like dragons. These are dormant Devourer energy signatures, Dr. Sun explained. They'd been hiding inside Talon technology for 50,000 years, slowly growing stronger, feeding on the fear of the Devourer's return. The room erupted in panic. Many aliens tried to leave. Others shouted for the humans to be removed. Watch, Han said, his voice cutting through the noise. He raised his hand toward the energy patterns. The rest of the human crew joined him. Light flowed from their hands, surrounding the dragon-like energy. Slowly, the patterns changed, becoming calmer, less chaotic. We aren't destroying them, Han explained. We're balancing them. This is what the Guardians designed us to do. The demonstration had a powerful effect. The Assembly voted to form an alliance with Earth. They recognized humans as the descendants of the legendary Guardians, a race that had sacrificed itself to create a new species that could one day protect the galaxy. Ambassador Song signed the alliance treaty for Earth. It promised human help against the Devourer in exchange for free access to the stars for humanity. There's still much we don't understand about our abilities, Han told Merrick afterward, or about the Guardians who made us this way. You'll learn, Merrick said, and we'll help you. For too long, the Talon Empire has lived in fear of the Devourer's return. Now we can face the future with hope. As the human delegation prepared to return to Earth with news of their cosmic heritage and purpose, Dr. Sun monitored the deep space sensors. The strange energy patterns at the edge of Talon space were growing stronger. They're coming, she told Han. The Devourers sense that we've awakened. They're gathering. Han looked at his crew, at the new friends they'd made among the Talons and other aliens, and at the vast emptiness of space where an ancient enemy waited. "Then we'll be ready for them," he said. "Earth has been preparing for this moment for 30,000 years, even if we didn't know it. Our myths, our stories of heroes facing dragons, they weren't just teaching us to be brave. They were teaching us who we really are." The Prometheus left the Galactic Assembly Station, heading back to Earth. They carried with them the truth about humanity's origin and purpose, and the knowledge that soon they would face the very creatures that had haunted human dreams since the dawn of consciousness. But this time, humans wouldn't face the dragons of the void with fear. They would face them as what they truly were, the Guardian's children, born to bring balance to powers older than the stars themselves.